All right, here we go. We're finally back to
Finally.
finally recording new shows with the world's busiest man. He,
Yeah, I am busy. Why don't you believe I'm busy? That's
uh,
the question.
I just here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like too busy to like even like text someone back for 2 days is I don't buy it. You're not too busy, especially when I see you
Right.
like TikToking from Top Golf
No,
and
I
the
mean,
ballpark. It's like
I can't.
you know.
What do you want me to do? I can't hop on the phone and do a podcast.
Well, I mean, what are we doing right now? Right?
Yeah, now, but at this time, it's 11 o'clock at night here.
Right. It's the same.
Well,
It's the same here. we could have we could have done this for for any other podcast, but well,
oh
I'm just
god.
listen. I'm just making the point that you don't think the people that still listen are important enough to make an effort. That's all I'm saying. So
Yeah.
it's I'm
All
just
right.
I'm just glad after like 4 rerun episodes we have you back before we have to run 4 more. This is this like
Oh,
listen at least I can't make the joke that at like comparing you to like an absentee father or something. It's like you're at least you're there for your kids if you're not here for any of your other obligations. So
oh,
so at least there's
oh.
that's one plus your way. Uh so you must have a lot to talk about there, my friend. You've been out partying for the last week.
I wouldn't say partying, but it's funny. I do actually have one thing. I think you're actually going to take great joy in this.
If
Is
it must involve your
it's
misery then.
no, it actually it doesn't involve my misery, but it involves somebody who
Someone's.
you hate, you loathe, you can't stand.
Should I
And I'm
should I
not
guess who
talking
it
about
is?
Seth Grey.
It's should I run down the list? Is it Seth Gregg? Is it Lou
No,
Spector? Is it
no,
Mike
no, no. I don't,
Broder?
I don't, I don't deal, I don't deal with those people.
Well, I don't know who you deal with.
No.
Okay, who is it?
So today at my work conference, they had Nick Saban
Oh
as the
yeah,
guest speaker.
the devil incarnate.
Right. I gotta tell you, he put me to fucking sleep. He was boring. He was monotone. Like really just his story was just. I mean, it was just
So
blah.
but explain to people the context
Okay,
to this.
here's. I'll tell you the
Where are you
context. The
this week?
funny thing is,
Where are you this week?
I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Why are you in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania?
So I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for my work's annual conference. That's
Okay.
what we do our annual conference, but we usually do it in Orlando. They changed it to Pittsburgh. It's where headquarters are here for us. So we're in Pittsburgh. Uh, and they do motivational speeches. And, we had some other ones through the week. We had a couple of Olympians. They were fantastic. We had, Damon John. He's on Shark Tank. Amazing. And then
Who was the
today,
dude? Who's the dude over your shoulder in that TikTok on the stage?
oh, that was Twitch. That was Twitch from the
I
Ellen show.
have
Big
no, I
TikToker.
have
Big
no
TikToker.
idea. I had no idea.
Oh, he's famous. He's a
Okay.
famous guy. 5 million
Well,
followers
well,
on the Ellen show.
all
Yeah,
right.
his wife's got 5 million followers.
All right.
Uh, anyway, today. So it's funny because this morning at breakfast, we're at a round table eating breakfast, and somehow the topic came up. But we didn't know Nick Saban was our guest speaker. Nick Saban is the head football coach for the Alabama Crimson Tide, college football. Uh, and we didn't know he was our guest speaker today. And the conversation came up at breakfast. We started talking about him today. And through the discussion, someone said from the Miami area said, I can't stand him because he really sold out the Dolphins. Now, he was the coach of the Dolphins. He promised to never leave in the NFL with the Miami Dolphins. He said he was going to never. Is that what he said? He was never leaving?
He
Something to that effect?
his famous quote is, "I'm not gonna go be the coach of
Right.
Alabama." There's a famous like soundbite they
Right.
play all the time where like 2 weeks before he leaves, basically in the middle of the night to go be the Alabama head coach, he says to everyone in a press conference, I'm not leaving to be the Al-" and he he had signed like a 4 or 5 year deal to coach here, and he was in his second year.
Right.
You know, it was like it was dirty. You know, he's just a scumbag. And
Right.
and
Right. And
he
he said,
and for people in Miami, listen, college is a different animal. But in the pros, you
mm-hmm.
cannot treat people the way you treat people in college. You
oh,
can't
I'll
bully
get to that because he talked
players. You
about it.
can't do any of that. And you can't mistreat the people that work in the offices. And he was notorious for that shit.
We'll get to that because he talked about it. So
Yeah,
anyway,
okay, go ahead.
at breakfast this morning, the person from the Miami area was like, you know, just doesn't like him. He's evil. He screwed us. And me and a couple other Alabama fans were like, oh, he's the god. He's brought us all these championships. Stop hating. Blah blah blah. So
Yeah, but both things can be true.
right, right, and they are. So we get to the conference today, and then he's the special guest speaker. So we were like, oh, this is awesome. Like, what weird timing. I mean, it was just this. It was he was sitting at his desk. There's a couple things that stood out. He's not live. Didn't show up live. Everybody else is live. He wasn't live. He was live via like a screen,
Right, Zoom or whatever.
Right. So the desk behind him in his office is literally covered in like papers and books. Like it looks like the most unorganized desk in history. To the point like people were like, "Oh my god, the desk is driving me nuts." Covered with shit. So he is like
Any little
very
any little Debbie rappers?
no, just all papers. Like it was like binders and papers and maybe it was playbooks. I don't know. But he's so monotone in his he was literally putting people to sleep. It was boring. But he said something in there.
What are these people giving talks about?
So usually it's about winning, motivation shit. Everybody else is motivational. It was boring. But anyway, he gets to the point where he says, because I know we talked about this before. He shit on the Dolphins organization by leaving. He lied. He, treated people like crap. He talks about how in college, he could tell these kids what to do because they're on scholarships and they're trying to make it to the NFL and they have to listen to him. But when he went to the NFL, he said his problem was he was told that, it doesn't matter if that cornerback sucks. It doesn't matter if he doesn't listen to you. It doesn't matter if he doesn't play well. We're paying him. He's playing. That's it. So that was his problem with the Dolphins was that he was being told to play players that he didn't think should be playing, but the Dolphins were paying them and there was no choice. You were playing them. That was it. So that I knew when he said that, I couldn't wait to tell you because I know how much you hate him. And he basically in this interview said that he hated being there because
isn't
the Dolphins front office was like too bad.
Well,
I don't care if they stuff.
What's his option? Because you've already spent the money on the guy. You can't keep going and getting someone else. And it's not like there's starting corners sitting on the shelf that no one's got on their teams, just floating out there for you to grab at any given moment. The logic, I get that he doesn't want to play this guy. Unless you got another guy on the bench, where else are you going to go to find a starting corner that's going to play for you and perform for you?
Right.
It doesn't even make sense.
Possible.
Yeah.
Right. And then the other thing is, he wanted Drew Brees apparently, and the Dolphins wouldn't get Drew Brees. That was a problem. So,
I'm just
saying.
It's convenient to have that history, 15 years later or whatever it's been. But I don't know that was. It doesn't. I'm not sure it was the case at the time.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I really don't know. But anyway, I love Alabama, but he was boring. People were like dozing off, had to get up and walk around, and it went on for like an hour. It was it was fucking brutal. It was fucking brutal. Brutal. But I thought you'd get enjoyment out of that, how bad he was at speaking.
Right.
He was bad.
Well,
bad.
The bummer is knowing that he probably got a nice payday for
Oh,
doing that. You know what I mean?
huge payday, huge payday.
So so it more annoys me that that you guys actually put money in his pocket more than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously got a huge payday for that.
Yeah.
So, but it was, yeah. But I played a little golf yesterday. Top golf. I got to go to a Pittsburgh Pirates Dodger game. I watched zero of the baseball game. I didn't watch one pitch of the game. I just I they gave us it's funny. So they gave us $50, $55 to spend at the game. The company did, plus the ticket to the game. And people are buying souvenirs, and they're not this guy. What do you think I did with my $55?
You got pretzels and hot
Oh,
dogs.
I sampled the food around the ballpark.
Right.
I got a Primanti Brothers sandwich with capicola, French fries, and coleslaw in it. Fantastic. I got I actually got a alcoholic beverage with some of the money. I got Tito's.
It's funny that you went to a ballpark and got probably an overpriced Primanti Brothers sandwich when you've had Primanti Brothers sandwiches. You've had them down in Florida, and you've probably had them in Pittsburgh. The real place,
Right,
not the ballpark fucking version of it. That you wouldn't have like sampled something you haven't already had. Like to me, that's funny. That's that's like there's all these, like if you go to Marlins ballpark, there's all these exotic places to eat, but there's also like some generic stuff. So it's like, really, you could go to the ballpark and still get like a Domino's pizza. You know what I mean?
Let me explain to you. So I did a full lap before I even made a decision. I got a Tito's vodka.
Well, at least you got your steps
Sprite.
in.
I did. I did a full walk to make sure that I was spending my money wisely. Now, I looked at the pizza. I don't want pizza in a ballpark.
No.
Everybody was going to this barbecue place, but the barbecue sandwich and French fries, it was $20 for a sandwich and fries. And everybody was like, it's not that good. And I'm like, I don't want it. I'm not going to spend. So I see Primanti's finally.
Yeah.
Primanti's, being that it's here in Pittsburgh, it's a local thing. Do you know that my sandwich was only $10? So not only was it Primanti's, it's a good sandwich, it was half the price of some shit ballpark food. So
that's interesting
because I'm assuming it's because it's a home. I don't know. Maybe they own a little spot. I got that, and then of course, I was still hungry. I ended up getting a drink, like a Gatorade or something, and then they had like I got pretzels, and then I got ice cream.
Oh, ice cream.
Yeah. And it's funny, I swear to you, I didn't watch one pitch of the baseball game. Next thing I knew, it was the seventh inning, and I was like, I'm done. I just got on the bus and went back to the hotel because they were doing like a thing at the hotel. So I was like, I'm just going to go back to the hotel and hang out because, I'd rather hang out because the game was, the Pittsburgh Pirates are awful. They shouldn't even be a baseball team.
How far was is your hotel from, like, what is it? It's not Three Rivers Stadium, but it's something else, right?
Well, it's PNC Park.
PNC Park.
But it's 30 minute. It was 30-minute drive.
Oh, yeah.
So, got on the bus and, the best part is I get on the bus and it's a bus full of people and, I don't really know nobody. And, the bus driver goes to the wrong hotel. So like everybody's sitting there and I'm like, oh, I'm thinking, did I get on the wrong bus? And I don't even know any of these people. I could be with a different company. I don't even know. She actually went to a wrong hotel. So a 30-minute drive ended up taking me an hour because she was so out of the way where she went. She had to go back all the way around to the hotel. So I get back, and obviously, people were hanging out at the hotel as a party, like a little get together. So, which is, even tonight there was one on. I had one drink and I came upstairs because I had an obligation. So that had to fill with you. But
well, the first hour of fucking around is the when you go back downstairs, it'll be really cooking,
Yeah. I had one drink and I came up. Somebody paid for it, of course. Not me. Yeah. So, but the best part of the whole week. Did you watch the video I sent you? I sent you guys?
Yeah. The one of you would get called up.
Yeah. So Saturday, I get a phone call from one of the higher ups, and he says, "I got an idea. We're doing an awards ceremony at a hotel conference room, and I want to recreate the Will Smith Chris Rock thing some way somehow because we're doing an award ceremony. We're doing it like an SB style, or whatever, or Emmys or whatever.
Really
I said, all
inspired
right,
stuff
well,
there. Yeah, go ahead.
right. So I said, what do you got in mind? And he said, well, I was wondering, do you still have, he called them a leotard. Do you still have a leotard? And I said, well, we call them singlets. He goes, well, I call them leotards. I said, okay. He goes, do you still have one? I said, yeah, of course I got a wrestling one. Anyway, I keep all my wrestling gear, even though I don't wrestle.
It's
So,
just there's no guarantee it's
right.
it doesn't have mold on it and smell like fucking
No, right. It does.
a foot.
Uh,
You know.
right. So I said, yeah, I got it. He says, bring it. I said, well, what do you want to do? He says, well, I got some ideas. We'll talk when we get there. He goes, I really thought this was going to be, he thought that there was going to have to be like convincing. Like I was going to have to convince you to do it. He goes, you don't even know what you're doing. And you said yes. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, listen, I like to be in the spotlight. I'm an entertainer.
Besides,
So,
you did pro wrestling for like 18 years or whatever.
right,
It's not like
right.
it's not like you've said no to a lot in that line of work.
Right, never. So I get here. We didn't discuss it all week till today. So I get there in the morning. And he tells me to meet him upstairs. So I go upstairs and I'm with all the executives. Like I'm talking, these are like vice presidents of a $12 billion company. These people are making a lot of money. So they're all like, "Why are you up here?" Like I said, "Oh, I got something, a project to do with them." Oh, okay. Because we didn't want anybody to know. We wanted to keep it quiet. So
Oh, so you were in a in a like a meeting room event slash whatever
yeah,
that you had
yeah.
no business being in.
No business.
No
They
business.
literally were all like, "Why are you here?"
Way above your pay grade, huh?
You're talking about millionaires, and here's me. Uh, so
You did look out
anyway,
of place in your green shirt.
well, there was a reason for that. So hold on, I'll get to it. So we get they kick everybody out of the room, and it's just me, the guy who's presenting, and the guy who's running it. So there's only three people who know the whole thing. So they're like, "Here's what we have an idea." They like pitch the idea to me, and I'm like, "Okay, cool, I like it. Let's tweak a little bit of what we're gonna say, what we're gonna do." And the guy's like, "You come up there, you could punch me, you're body slamming." I was like, well, "I'm not gonna punch you. I'm not gonna body slam you. It's just it's not gonna look well." I said, "Here's what we'll do." So we plan it out. We plan out this little script. So we're doing an award ceremony, but the guy hosting it is literally busting on everyone. Like he is taking shots at everyone. Telling one guy he dyes his hair, one guy he takes naps all the time on the clock. Like, I mean, he's just throwing zingers left and right. And
Like a roast.
the zinger, right? It's a roast. It's basically a roast. It's hilarious. And he gets to me and he says, "This is the script." Now, nobody in the building. There's 100 people in there. They have no idea. They just think it's a roast. Three people only know about what's about to happen. So he says, our department's notoriously cheap. So he makes a comment how we're notoriously cheap, and at big award shows there's always celebrities, but we couldn't afford a celebrity, so we had to go with a C-list celebrity. And we had the big Slambino in the house, and used to be Tommy Vandal, he said, and everybody laughs, and he goes, "Oh, he used to be a wrestler, but now he's eating British food on TikTok. He's a big TikTok star," and everybody laughs and clapping, whatever.
I mean, did
And
everyone in there know you?
yes, oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it's been a whole week of everybody going, "Oh, there's the TikTok star,"
Okay.
So everybody's laughing, hysterical. They're all looking at me, and I'm playing it off, laughing. And then he goes, "Oh, stand up." So I stand up, I wave, and he says, "I'm surprised you even have leotards that still fit you with all that British candy you've been eating." Everybody laughs, and I take off my shirt. I'm wearing my singlet, my wrestling singlet under my shirt.
Oh, I
I
saw.
take it off.
I saw.
Yeah, looking large as in charge. Yeah, I take it off. I go up there. I grab the microphone from him and I
Thank
say,
God
"Keep
spandex
your."
stretches that much.
Yeah, I know. I said, keep my wrestling name and British food out of your mouth," like Will Smith did to Chris Rock, and I kind of push him. The whole place popped. They loved it. It was funny. Afterward, everybody was like, "I will remember that for the rest of ever." Like that was the highlight of the night. Because nobody expected it. It was totally out of nowhere. It's not something we would normally do. Uh, so I think it kind of shocked everybody, but it was funny. Um, so big hit, it's how I keep my job around here. I don't even know what I'm doing. It's just that, you know, I just do things like this, and they're like, that gives them another 6 months. Uh,
Yeah, that's
you know, uh, but the whole week, so we had everybody. It was about 2,500 people here at this conference. From the minute we got here Monday to literally tonight, the amount of people coming up to me going, most of them I know, some of them I've never even met before, don't even know who they are, all over the country going, talking about my TikTok. Now, I've been working at this company for almost 9 years. In the 9 years I've worked here, it used to be wrestling, wrestling, wrestling. Oh, there's the wrestler. Let's stop, like over the last like 2 years. Now, here and there I get it, but now it's like TikTok, TikTok. I mean, the vice president, 2 minutes into seeing me on Monday, said, "Did you bring any British food with you to eat?" Of course I did. I said, I brought a whole bag of it on the airplane. I had chocolate for days. But it's like, now the big
it'd be
TikTok
funny
starts
if
to
you
run a joke.
literally, if like as he's asking you, you're reaching in your pocket to pull something out for him.
I had it in my backpack.
Ah,
So he was like, oh shit. So, but the whole week I just keep hearing, there's a TikTok star. Oh, literally people saying, can I take pictures? Can I take a picture with you? Like, I'm at a work event. They don't give two shits about my work ability. They just want to take a picture with me because they're like, when you become famous, or like they think I am famous. They're like, we want to have a picture with you. I'm posing with pictures for people I don't even know. Like, you would think I was like somebody, like I was the guest speaker. Uh, all week, literally all week. It happened everywhere we went. Like, no matter what we did, people were like, TikTok star, whatever. Um,
my kid's gonna be so
yeah,
jealous that I got a picture with you.
right, right. Like, one guy is like, my kids follow you, I follow you, my wife follows you. Can we take a picture? He goes, because when I get home, they're gonna be like, oh my god, you got a picture with him? And I'm like, this is insane. Like, I'm literally like a celebrity, but not because of anything I've done at work. Like, my work ethic is not, still nothing to do with this, like at all. So, uh, but all week, literally, was just, and it's funny because this morning, someone came up to me and said, it's only a matter of time before, like on one of the stages, somebody says it over the microphone about you being a TikTok star. So when they said it tonight, he was sitting across from me. He fucking popped, lost it. And I knew when I said it to you this morning, you gave me like a wink. I knew something was going to happen. Uh, you know, but it's hilarious. And so I've worked in the company. I've worked in like four different states, like six different districts. So this week, people were telling me, they're like, "Hey, your picture's still up in the offices in like California, in South Carolina, in North Carolina." I said, "What do you mean?" They're like, people like we put our pictures up in the office, like if you need to call, it's our phone number with our picture, what my position is. They're like, they refuse to take your picture down in these stores. Like, your pictures are still up. I haven't worked in some of these markets in 5, 6 years, and my picture's still up in the stores because the people don't want to take them down. The one guy's like, I literally took it down and it caused like an uproar. They're like, where's the picture? They went in the garbage. They got it out. It was crinkled. They uncrinkled it. They put it back up on the board. Like, you never throw his picture away. It's like an urban legend. Like,
What the fuck?
so, and everybody's telling me this week. They're like, you know, you're like, people talk about you, and that's the thing. Some people would be like,
It's like these
oh, I
civil.
heard it.
It's like these civil service offices or government offices where they always have a picture of the president on the wall.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Right. And it's funny because some people were like, oh, introduce themselves to me. And I'm like, oh, hey, nice to meet you. And they're like, oh, we've heard so much about you. I'm like, oh, where are you at? They're like, oh, I'm in Seattle or Phoenix or Chicago. I've never been to any of those
You're like,
places
how'd
for
you hear
work.
hear
So,
about me there?
right. And they're like, oh, like we heard through a meeting once in, California. And like, it's like almost like the urban legend had traveled about me, like through the ranks and through the states.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. And I'm like, that's insane because like, I'm not even funny. It's not even like I'm funny. you know. So yeah, but it's been like that all week. It's been nonstop. Like people, can I take a picture? Can I? Yeah, crazy, crazy. So even tonight, after I did the bit, I went to the bathroom and took the singlet off because it was killing my nuts, to be honest. So I could put my my regular dress clothes on to finish the meeting. And afterward, people were like, "Do you still have your singlet on?" I'm like, "No, I took it off." They're like, "Oh, we wanted a picture with you in it."
You're like, no,
Like,
you're like, no,
like
you really don't.
I was like, "This is so weird to me." Uh, Somebody even said, because they did like a silent auction, and they're like, "Oh man, I would have paid for it. Like you should have auctioned it off your singlet." I was like, "That's really weird. Like
Yeah, what are you, a
I didn't
girl
even wrestle."
girl auctioning off her underwear
Right.
or her swimsuits?
But it's not like I wrestled or something tonight. I didn't even do anything.
Right.
Like I did this was equivalent to like an indie fed hiring Tatanka to come in and do or Hacksaw Jim Duggan to do like a 2 second spot. Doesn't even wrestle to get paid. Like it's the strangest thing. Like I didn't do anything.
Right, it's you're standing ringside and you have one high spot,
Right.
one spot where you like punch the other guy in the
Right.
head, and everyone goes crazy,
Right.
and 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. So, but that's been my whole week. I feel like a celebrity.
That was literally the spot we had with Hacksaw. He like
That's why I said it.
no, it
I
wasn't. No, it
actually
wasn't
thought about
Hacksaw.
that.
It wasn't Hacksaw. It was not Hacksaw. It was Slaughter. Hacksaw was wrestling,
Right.
and Slaughter was ringside, and
Right,
he was like
right.
something about he contractually couldn't be in the ring or something, some bullshit like that.
Right.
So all the whole match is going on and on and on, and then Marco powders out, and Slaughter throws him in the Cobra clutch, and the
Right, I remember that.
place goes nuts, and then that's the end of
Right.
Slaughter's deal. It was just to stand there waiting to put the clutch on you. So that was you tonight.
Right. I literally did nothing.
Right. Well, you did it well.
But I'm over.
You did,
I'm over.
you did nothing well.
You know?
Yeah.
Right. And even this morning, I had gone up to the executive floor, and once I did we kind of wrote the script out. When I went to go, I went to go leave because I went to go back down. The meeting was going to start, and one of the guys said, again, you're talking high level executives. They're like, "Hey, it's like, come in the office, come in my office." So I could go in this office, and he's like, "Give me a hug." I'm like, "A hug?" I go, "I know this guy for fucking 9 years. He's never even shook my hand, let alone give me a hug." So now I'm like I've hit that level where like they feel like it's not even like they're treating me different now. So of course, I'm playing it up all week. I'm like, I got some things working, and now they all think, "Oh, you're gonna quit. You're gonna quit by next year. You're gonna be famous."
God willing.
I'm playing it up, and I'm telling them like, "Oh, that's my goal." But the fact that everybody, I mean, like, you're talking vice presidents of a $12 billion company that are like.
You're at this thing. You needed to bend someone's ear and talk them into making you their like mascot of the company. You can be their Jared, not the kid fucking part, but you can be their Jared, or you know what I mean, or the Joe Suzuki, or oh wow, that's an old reference. But you could even just be have the where's the beef spot. You know what I mean? Just
Right.
Even if it's not like TV ads, if it's like print stuff, or do something on YouTube, like for streaming advertising or something. Like, how can you not? How come like this whole week, every person that went to this conference knows who you are, wants pictures with you, wants unsolicited hugs, people you don't even know, and it translates into $0.00. You know what I mean?
Well, hold on.
Well,
so
all right.
my department has been trying to find a mascot. Like they were like trying
really?
To,
we did not talk about this, by the way.
True.
I'm not a
right. We've never talked about it.
Yeah.
So they actually had people doing drawings, and it ended up not working out. So they're like, we're putting it on hold for now. We've got to figure it out. Well, tonight, someone said, why doesn't he just be the mascot? Pointing to me like, why do you need to create a fake mascot? We've got a real mascot right here. Like, wouldn't he just be the mascot? So now it's in their heads.
But
Oh
whose
shit!
heads?
They like the higher ups.
Okay.
Like we may have a real mascot here now. So now I'm
That's
just
so funny that I said that because
you said right. That's hilarious. Like it literally just happened tonight. So you know, I mean, who knows? I may be, and then I'm helping with another social media project, and because they think I'm a. This is funny too because they think because I have a lot of TikTok followers that I'm some sort of like social media guru, when really I don't know anything. Um, so they're like, can you help with this project? So I'm like, okay, so I'm helping with this project. They're like, maybe this can turn into like a role where you become like a, like social media guy for the company. And I'm like, I really have tricked them all to think I know what I'm doing. I don't know anything. Like I don't have a clue. But yeah,
the
so
danger.
there's
But
talks about a mascot.
the
There's talks
danger is
about
going to be that they switch your job to that, and you fail miserably at it, and then you get fired when
right,
you were doing
right, right,
fine
right,
at the job you had.
right. Well, it's funny too. When the guy was doing like roasting me before I went up there and did the skit, he said, full time used to be a pro wrestler, full time TikTok star, and they said, and he actually does his real job in his spare time, and making it like I don't even do my job. And I was like, oh, they really got me pegged.
If they only knew.
All right, not far off. Uh, but yeah, the whole thing is just literally hilarious. And now, yeah, so everybody's they think I'm famous. Like they don't even know. Like most people don't even know. They don't have TikTok. They don't, you know, they don't even know that I'm like that. I'm really not famous. They have no clue. They think I am.
Well,
So
I'd like to like. I think the only litmus test we have right now is literally to like fly you to England and
right,
and
right.
see what the response is there, because that's where a majority of your TikTok following is. I just want to
Yeah.
have you come off a plane, walk to baggage claim, go outside, wait for a cab or an Uber,
Uh-huh.
go to the hotel, check in, and walk around downtown like London or something for a little bit and see where
And
the
just see.
first person recognizes how far in that path until the first time you get recognized, and then like go
Uh-huh.
through the day and have like a little clicker to count how many times during the day. And it might be zero, but I have a feeling it's not going to be.
Uh, I think people will recognize me.
I mean, you say British people tell you that
Yeah.
it's ridiculous over there with you. So I'm kind of
Yeah.
I would be curious to see how long it takes before someone spots you.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I don't know. I think that this could be the start. This week could be the start of, maybe I could be the company's mascot, or I don't know. I don't even
Well, that
know.
would be a hell of a
Possibilities are
that would
endless.
be a good thing for you.
I mean, better than actually working.
The irony is that they get you over in a way where they drive a bunch of people to your TikTok and get you enough of a number where you can then turn around and quit the job. Because you're like, well, you guys just gave me 2 million TikTok followers. I don't need you anymore. And you're just peace out
Yeah, I mean,
and
listen,
get checks from Cadbury.
the possibilities are endless.
No, they're still pretty limited, I think.
Endless.
We'll see. We'll see. I
I
do
think,
I do question your work ethic for any additional things you would have to do with this
hmm,
company. But yeah,
I, listen, I think this could happen.
all right. Well, we'll
We'll
see.
see.
Yeah, we'll
But
see.
yeah, so now, I mean, being in Pittsburgh, you think I would have eaten good. I really didn't eat good food this week. That was the biggest disappointment.
Well, do you have a lot of free?
Not good
You don't have a
food.
lot of free time, right?
No, right. So we were only eating whatever meal they were giving us, uh, which wasn't that good. I mean, the meals are kind of poor. The best meal was tonight. I had chicken marsala and it was fantastic. But otherwise, no, it's been the meals have just not been up to standards. So, but yawning. This past my bedtime here. You know this, right?
Ah, you're gonna go back downstairs. Don't even
No,
start that shit.
we gotta be up at 6 o'clock.
Why?
I got another day of meeting, and I don't fly home till 8 o'clock tomorrow night. I
Good.
land at 10 p.m.
Good. You deserve it.
So
You deserve it.
I thought about upgrading for $50 to first class because I feel like I'm a celebrity. I shouldn't be sitting with the common folk.
Well, that's definitely
Usually,
something. Once they make you the
well,
mascot, that you're gonna have to
putting in the contract.
negotiate. I mean, you're gonna because if you're the
Ah,
mascot, you're gonna be making appearances everywhere. You're gonna be like the dude with the T-shirt gun,
right,
you know, and
right.
TikToking live with people. So they're gonna have to fly you places, which means you don't want to fly you don't want to fly
Yeah.
civilian class. That's no
No, I can't. No, I'm gonna have to have security.
good. well,
I mean, yeah,
well, we'll see about that.
yeah. So,
I got to
yeah,
tell you.
interesting.
By the way, speaking of food, uh,
Mhm,
this has been on my mind, and I meant to ask you about it,
mhm,
and because we haven't spoken in like a week, I kind of like forgot about it. But I had
yeah.
when because you're the pub sub expert, right?
I'd like to say so. Yeah.
You like, but I mean, I guess like let's put it this way: you've put in your 10,000 hours with public subs, right?
Right. Easily.
Right, 10,000 hours, which makes you an expert. So,
Yeah.
have you ever had someone make your sub where
Mhm,
they ask you like all the vegetables you want on it, and
right. Yeah.
they take them, and instead of putting them in the sandwich, they just pile them all on one of those sheets of paper that they wrap the subs in, and then chop it all
Mhm.
up together, and then put it on the sub all diced up,
I've never had that
like
happen.
lettuce, tomato, pickles, onions, hot peppers, whatever. Um,
No, never had that happen.
I had that happen to me.
Oh, wait, was it good?
It
Was it a
was
good thing or a bad
here.
thing?
I think the logic in it was that sometimes when you get those when they just put the stuff on afterwards, the sandwich is so
Right.
full, things are popping out, and uh, things aren't fitting in the sandwich right, and or you're getting bites that's like 80% tomato and no chicken and no
Uh-huh.
cheese. So I feel was two things. It fit in there as it just molded in and filled all the holes perfectly so that it was, and then every bite was like you got everything in it. There was no like, oh, this was a pickle heavy bite or this bite had no veggies
Right.
or this bite had no chicken in it. It was like you have full coverage every bite of the sandwich.
I almost feel like you should have asked them like what their strategy was, how long they've been doing this for. 'Cause
I
I feel
I
like that
got
should be
caught.
adopted by other
First of
people.
all, I got caught all unawares because she was making the sandwich, and I think two of her
Right.
friends, I think it was two people she knew, came up to my left, and they're like standing
Right.
there, and they're kind of like she's busy with me, but she's like acknowledging them and talking some things, and she kept accused. The one girl was like all done up, and she
Uh,
just said about 40 times in the course of like 5 minutes that her friend looked Puerto Rican, but she said it real funny, and she just kept
uh,
saying it, and I couldn't stop laughing, and she made me look at her, and then I looked at her, and I was laughing even harder because she did look Puerto Rican, but apparently I guess she wasn't. But because of the way she was dressed that night, or the makeup, or the hair, or all of it, and she did look
right.
Puerto Rican, and the girl just wouldn't stop saying it, like literally said it 40 times. You look Puerto Rican. You look Puerto Rican. And so while she's doing all this, and I'm like laughing and and whatever. She's like halfway through the chopping of this stuff before I realize what she's doing.
Right.
I'm at that point I'm like, well, we're committed now. I can't. And I didn't think to
Right,
ask
right.
what she's thinking, what she's doing. But I think that's you know, I think she came up with this all on her own, and it's the way she makes a sandwich, and she probably did it for herself. Like I'm saying, she must have had some kind of sandwich building or eating logistics issue at one point, and said, "Man, I need to just dice this all up and kind of like approach this in a totally different way."
I, I,
And
I wonder if next time I go get a pub sub, if I request that, if they go, get the fuck out of here, or if they do it.
we'll just say this girl in Florida did it for you.
Hmm. I'd like to try it. I feel like that's a interesting
Well,
move.
that's why I floated it your way. I was like,
Yeah.
I just I thought it.
We may have an update next podcast.
I
I
kind of
think.
like. I haven't had a sandwich since, but I feel like if I did, I would ask for it like that again.
Yeah,
If you go on the Instagram, you could see the picture
for
of it,
sure.
and and Publix even like messaged me to see if they could use that photo, but I didn't. Once I post them on Instagram, I delete them off my phone, and they were like, send the original. And I'm like, well, I don't have the original, so I eat a bag
I
of
mean,
dicks.
I like how it looks in that picture.
Oh, you're looking at it? Yeah. See,
I mean, you're talking. You're right. There is like everything. The bites are.
every
That's
bite,
a game changer.
every bite's represented there. Everything's represented in every
Right.
bite. So
Huh. I'm gonna try this next time
even
out.
more, you
I'll let you
now
know if
have a
it's
photo to show them
right.
to
And you
prove
and say,
that
look,
it's a
and
pub
look, and
sub.
Publix likes
It
it.
can be
Right.
done. Publix loved the picture, and
Right.
that yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Well,
anyway, you're
no, I got nothing else.
you keep falling asleep over there. So
44 minutes in here. I'm yawning.
I know. Well, I mean, it was your story that put us to sleep, not mine. Everyone cares about
It was
everyone
Nick
cares
Saban that
about
put me to
chopped
sleep this
vegetables.
afternoon.
Everyone cares about chopped vegetables.
Yeah.
All right, so miracle miracles, we finally got you
Yeah.
available. So
I'm no Blake Chadwick, but I came through.
okay. Let's see. I forgot about this, but I feel like we have to talk about this before we sign off. So for the last podcast that you also did not do, I didn't.
Mhm.
I hadn't heard from you in 2 days. You don't bother to reach out, and knowing that you have a podcast. That's a podcast day to even say like, "Hey, I'm going to be working late. Blah blah blah. Let's set a time." It's nothing. I think you're just hoping I don't bother you, and that you're just like, "Oh, if I don't hear from him, I don't have to do it," kind of thing. So I messaged Blake, and go, "I'm not even going to bother this guy because I haven't heard from him in 2 days. Let me just ask Blake if he wants to fill in." Also thinking, I'll show him. Well, he doesn't talk to me for 2 days. I'll just do the podcast without him, without even talking to him, and maybe we'll just spend the whole podcast burying him. So Blake's like, "Yeah, but I got a thing from like 7 to 9, and we'll do it after." I go, "Fine, call me after that." So like 10:45, I message him, and I go, "So I guess we're not doing this." Because again, if you give someone I'll be done by 9, you would think I'd hear from you a little bit after that, and if you're not going to be able to, or you're running late or whatever, then you would give someone a heads up. But no, it was like exactly like dealing with you, where like 10:45 rolls around, I message him, and then he gets back to me. He goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I was running late." Blah blah blah, and I'm like, whatever. And so even in my like sort of well thought out plan to like show you up and give you the finger and kind of like have a burial session for a podcast, I still got screwed. It all backfired on me. So I had to run a rerun.
I'm glad. Good.
Well,
you deserve it.
all right, cool.
Oh,
Well, I hear you have
gotta
to.
go to bed.
I have to be up 6, so I'll call you around like 2:33, Make sure you've gone to sleep. And
Yeah, don't even do that. I'm going to bed.
all right, fat boy.
All right,
Let's try and do two of these in a row. And I'll talk to you later.
man.